What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode, and this is the first episode in a career mode series, something I actually wanted to bring to you guys since FIFA 13. I actually hated FIFA 13, but the only thing I really enjoyed was career, so definitely on my list on FIFA 14 was career mode. I'm going to do many other series, hopefully, if the game is enjoyable, and what I wanted to do for this career mode series is do something a little bit different. I see most people choose the PSGs, the big teams, or mainly the Premier League sides, and I wanted to choose something a tiny bit different. I wanted to go to a league maybe not other people are doing, or maybe to a team I know definitely no one is doing, that I'm aware of anyway. So what I thought I would do is go to the Bundesliga. I was thinking about France, go there, try and challenge the big money bags of the league. But what I thought was another objective. This objective is going to Germany, the Bundesliga, and trying to overtake the might that is Bayern Munich, or Bayern München, however you want to say their name. Also, Dortmund is there as well. It's literally the 1-2. They're incredibly talented. The Champions League finalists, them and, Dortmund. And it'd be very tough for any of these mid-table teams to really challenge these teams, let alone overtake them. And that's what I want to put as our goal. So I was just going through some teams, looking at pretty much the worst teams, which are 3.5 rated, especially the more mid-table teams, the Braunschweig and some other teams like that. I was thinking about them. They're probably the worst team, I think, in the league. Hertha as well, a promoted team. But what I chose was Freiburg. So I changed the difficulty to world class, which is one under the hardest difficulty, which I hope to go up to at some point. I think this is probably more realistic, and I downloaded the latest updates just in case they have a new squad update, and chose my name, Mr. Gorski, which I suppose is my name. So there you go. Excited about the future with me in charge, and it's going to be interesting. I don't know Freiburg that much. The players I do know, as you can see there, is Cruz. He's gone to Borussia Mönchengladbach, which I had no control of. That was before I got into the game. Also, as well, they sold Macchiadi to Wolfsburg, I want to say. They sold him to another team. So, really, they're two biggest players they've sold. And it's looking like a team depleted with, proper quality players. Hopefully, something that I can change into this game. One new thing in FIFA 14 career mode is Global Transfer Network. You start off with 3 scouts, and depending on your club's ability, those scouts are terrible, 2-star and 1-star and 1-star. So what I'm going to do is send 1 or 2 of them in transit to other leagues that I might go and buy players off. Because if you go in to go, say, Brazil to buy players, what you want to do is tell them as they go into Brazil to scout those players for you, and that's an option that you can do. You can only pretty much scout them if you have, I think, if you've got someone out there. It does help because you can get a really good report on them, which will pretty much tell you all their attributes. It tell you their price, which is something you probably didn't have to think about before. But now in FIFA 14, you don't know their prices. They could be worth 500 grand or 5 million, and you're just basically guessing for a lot of it. So it's really actually a lot tougher than it was in the FIFA 13. But these are the instructions you can create. You could basically say first team quality and make it like 17, 18, as you can see there. So basically you're getting pacey first, team quality players who are under 20, and that's the players that you send your scouts to look for. These instructions will go to all the scouts, so try and make as many as possible. I just only did a couple because I've got crap scouts, so there's really no point. I'm gonna find the players rather than them find it for me. I've been told I've got to get to the round 32 of the cup, so that is my domestic cup objective at Freiburg, and just going through all the other emails that you do get. This is the new layout. You click the advanced button and everything's in sliders. It's kind of nice, but it's kind of, there's some stuff that's a little bit hidden. You have to use the right stick to flick through to find them. But this is the sell-in section area, which is basically I'm going through the players that I think are worth a lot, that could help me boost my money from £3.8 million. Also as well, I'm just looking at depth in different positions because I do like depth. I do like having players that I can bring in just in case there's injuries. I don't want a team like a Newcastle who've got a good first 11, but anything else is crap. So I want a little bit of depth for my team in different positions, especially ones that, more likely to get injuries or stuff like that. There's some players that have their contract expiring in 12 months. So that's definitely something I have to look at. And I'm just basically transfer listing some I find interesting, or some, that I don't need even, or some players that I want to put on loan as well, and just seeing in positions and writing it down. That's what I always do. Look in the positions I have no depth or players I need starters in, and one area I need starters in is strikers. I mean, centre forwards, there's nothing of any talent whatsoever. Go to strikers. Frice looks terrible. Guede looks strong but terrible, and Mike Hanker, he's awful. I don't know why they paid 2.8 million for him. He looks terrible. So even though he's a 74 rated, I need strikers. So that's definitely an area that I'm looking at. Nilton, who basically I think is pushed as the next Neymar in Santos, obviously being at the same team. Him and Victor Andrade, or however you want to say his name, they're basically highly tipped, and he's a player I really wanted to look at because I don't think he was in the last game. He's got a year left on his contract, so he's going to be pretty cheap, and they said pretty much what he's worth. So I'm going to put one of my centre forwards and 250k. Leandro Paredes, who had an incredible jump last year in Ultimate Team anyway, incredible talent, supposedly at only 19 from Boca Juniors. Again, I'm looking at attacking players as well. I'm thinking I could need a cam because I don't have anyone. So Terrazano and 500k. The thing is, I don't know his price. He could be worth 10 million or 8 million. I have no clue on the prices unless you get a scout report, as you can see, or inquire. And they said they want 8 million for Amo Ezekiel. Something I'm not going to spend 8 million. I've only got like 2 or 3, so that's something that's just not realistic. But I'm just looking through a couple of them. Ciao is like 2 million. Marcos Jr. is 1.6. But I see the cheapest there, Adam Ilson. And I like the look of Adam Ilson. Plays for Sao Paulo. And, he looks a strong-ish player. He's not the most strongest, but he looks decently strong. He's worth 1.2 million to them. That he could be worth more. He could be worth less. That's what he's valued by the club. And that's something you should not get confused by. He is 19, he's got 4-star skills, and he's only on 6 grand, so I'm going to put a 600k bid and a player. This is a good time to basically trade off the crap that you have in your club, especially to the teams like, in Brazil. They will, more accept those players rather than some other teams in your league. So this is another player I scouted. I did look at Brazilian under 22 players, and this guy, 4-star skills, 19 years of age. I've not actually heard of him in real life. Douglas Coutinho. And he looks really, really good. They only want 450 grand for him. 4-star skill, 6 foot. He's actually got strength. I mean, I think this guy could be a really enjoyable striker and definitely something I really need. There's the other player I was talking about, Victor Andrade. And they value him at 2.2 million, which is a little steep. I've got some cheaper options, and this is the issue. At this moment in time, I'm not flush with cash, so I have to think frugal. I have to think of players that will give us a good value for money. 2.2 million for Victor isn't probably the most, it isn't the best deal for the club, especially we've only got about 3-ish. So I need to look for cheaper players like Coutinho that I was looking at. The striker, he's only wanting for they only want 450 grand. If I can ship someone in with him, I mean, I could probably get him 200-300. I mean, that's a better deal for the club, and they're probably roughly the same overalls. They're both young, or they're youngsters, young kids, so you expect them to be in the 60 to 70 range at most. So there's some of the deals that are coming through. As you can see, they actually accepted the bid, 800 grand in Julius Schuster. But it's someone I'm going to put on the back burner. I think Victor Andrade is a real good talent, but someone I'm putting behind Edmilson and the other strikers. I put 700k and Guede for him. I actually wanted Edmilson a little bit more, mainly because Edmilson has 4-star skills, and that's going to be more enjoyable to use in career. I put 200k bid and Hoffler for Andrade, which gets accepted. So Andrade for Douglas Coutinho. So I offer him the contract 4 years, around 6k, which is exactly his player demands, and I've got plenty. I've got 43,000. I'm not going to specify a club row because I don't know how good he's going to be. And yeah, that is the end of the episode. If you have liked it, please do give a like. If you've got any, suggestions on how to improve this, the other episodes are going to be shorter, and hopefully they're going to show more gameplay if the early version allows it, because mine's been freezing a lot. If you feel my sympathy, please do give it a like. It'd be much appreciated, and hopefully I can put out some more regular content to you. Also follow my Twitter at Gorskino10. I'm on it a lot, and it'd be much appreciated if you can follow that. And I will see you next time. Until then, peace.